Hi, today we're going to look at quotations and we're going to understand how we're going to create quotation PDFs completely on automation using a Notion database and a Google document. So as you can see, this is a quotation template which I have created in a Google document which has all the elements that we'll typically have in a quotation file. And corresponding to this, I also have this Notion database created over here which has all the quotation elements that you typically saw in that particular document. So here, as you can see, this is the quotation database which has all the elements. And what we'll be doing today is we'll be using the information from the database for every record that is available in here. And we'll create a PDF file completely on automation using this particular document as a template and the source of information being the database. So how exactly will this work? For this, we will be using a tool that is PDFOutput.com. First of all, you need to sign in inside the tool, and then you have the option to add the database, the document, and select the PDF file name, which will be useful to set up the PDF file naming convention. And you need to map the fields and then download the PDFs. Once this is completely set up for first time, you can directly generate the PDF file right inside the Notion database itself without ever going to PDF output ever again. So let's understand how this will work. First of all, click on Add Notion Database and click on Add Notion Database once again. This will allow you to add a new database to your list of databases. So let me jump over to the database. Let me refresh this once and so that we get the name of the database correctly. So this is the database name, and let me copy this database name from here. So I will simply copy this. Once you are inside this, click on Select Pages and just paste that particular database title over here. It will quickly show you the database title, which is this in my case. Click on this and it is getting added. Scroll down, click on Allow Access. So now this will give access to the database which you just added. Okay. Now if you click on the drop down, you will be able to see the database come up over here. So let it load, and if you click on the drop down once again, you can see the quotation PDF generator showing over here. Click on this and it will load all the elements of the database which is required for our use case. So this is done. Now let's see the other parts. So if you closely observe, it has already automatically populated the step 3 and step 4 for us, which is the mapping and also the PDF file naming convention. So when you are going to generate the quotation PDFs, I want to name all the PDFs as per the quote number that we have over here. So this is the very first column, that is quote number. So let me select the quote number column from here. So this is the quote number which I've selected. So I want to name the PDF file as per the quote number. Now let me also quickly add a document, which is the second step. So now we need to add the Google document, which will be the second step, and then we can generate the PDF file. So click on Add Google Document, click on Select Existing Document, and this will showcase all the documents that is available. I will go with the quotation template. Click on this and click on Select. So now the quotation template is getting loaded over here for our preview. Okay. So we have the database already loaded up, which is already showing up over here, and we have all the elements loaded. So make sure you always select this quotation PDF, which is key, as that is what we need to use over here. Okay. So you can see all the quotation related information available over here. Now if you go back to the quotation PDF generator database, you scroll to the right side, you will get these two additional columns, generate PDF column and PDF file. Okay. So this column is set to ready to generate. That means it will automatically create PDF file for all the three records, and it will store the PDF file over here. Okay. So any record that you put as ready to generate, it will create the PDF and store the PDFs over here. So what we will do next is we need to map the fields of the database onto the document. As an example, let's say we do not have this quote number value available. So I will simply search for the quote number. I'll copy this and I'll put it inside here. I'll simply use Control V or Command V to paste the quote number field. Similarly, let's say we do not have the quote date. So just copy this, and let's say this is not there. You can use Control V or Command V to paste it. So you can use this method to map all the properties of the database onto the document one by one. And once everything is set up, what you can do is you can click on Set up Notion Automation. Okay. Once you click on this, it will automatically look for records in the database which is set as ready to generate, and it will create the PDF files right over here. It usually takes 2 to 3 minutes for all the records to be generated, and henceforth you can simply add the records over here, mark it as ready to generate, and it will create the PDFs. You never need to go to PDF output ever again. But for this demonstration, I'm going to quickly download the PDF. So click on Download PDF over here, and it will generate the PDF files right inside this column that we see over here. So it is going to generate one by one. So you can see the first file has been generated, and we have mapped the file name as bank details. You can obviously change this. So this is coming up over here. Let's wait for the other files to populate. The second file is also done. This will also store the file over here. So if I open up a file, you can see all the values would be replaced. Okay, so you can see all these values that we have over here have been fetched from the database, and they have been replaced one by one. Okay, so if you see the other one as well, you can see all the values have been properly mapped and replaced. This is for quotation 1, this is for quotation 2. Similarly, all the other quotations have been replaced reading the values from here. Okay, now you could have obviously created the files with a different file name. I went with bank details, but now if I add a record in this database and I simply map it as ready to generate over here, then it will automatically create me the PDFs right inside this, reading this record and the corresponding details. So I never need to go back to PDF output ever again to set up this automation once more. Okay, this is how easy and convenient it is to use this tool. If you have any questions, just use this chat bubble and send me a message, or you can directly send me a message over here in the contact